Up next in the NBA Draft Junkies video scouting report series is sophomore point guard Labaron Philon. Labaron Philon averaged 22 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game during his sophomore year for the Alabama Crimson Tide. He shot 50% from the field, including 40% from 3 and almost 80% from the foul line. Let's get into his strengths. Philon is a high IQ ball handler. He reads the second line of defense really well, almost mastered using the Gortat screens. He really improved his shooting off the dribble. He shot 38% off the dribble his sophomore season compared to 34% his freshman season. He's shifty, but he's not in a rush. He makes quick movements, but he's never really ever moving that fast. He makes off the dribble jumpers going both ways. His catch and shoot numbers improved from 32% as a freshman to 40%. He relocates off of handoffs. You can tell that he really locked in on improving as a shooter, and the numbers don't lie. The jumps that he made as a shooter are tremendous, and for him to become a better shooter on more volume with a heavier workload as a sophomore really just goes to show you what kind of work ethic he possesses. I do think he's a good passer. He finds the dunker when he gets downhill, throws lobs, does show flashes of having pretty good court vision as well. Also, you can tell that second season improved his decision making as a point guard. He makes quick reads out of dribble handoffs to find guys, doesn't take an extra dribble. Really improved tremendously as a basketball player from his freshman year to his sophomore year. He also shoots floaters. Philon shot 44% on floaters. Very important for him since he's not a great athlete and ultimately a below the rim finisher. But I do think he is a 3-level scorer. Like I said, you can't really speed him up. He has start, stop game, change of direction. Once he uses that left hand in and out dribble, you don't know what to expect from him as a defender, especially as a big, because that left-handed in and out dribble can turn into a drive. He may cross over, he may keep it in the same hand, he may shoot a pull-up jumper. He's extremely crafty. He's definitely a young man that gets the most out of his gifts. Now let's get into some of his weaknesses. While Philon really improved as a finisher, he shot 66% at the rim according to Synergy. That was up from 45% at the rim in the half court. Now, he does use a lot of Gortat screens to get clean looks. Now, when he doesn't have a Gortat screen, when he doesn't create a clean look off of the dribble, then you can see how his lack of athleticism kind of hinders his finishing ability. He's definitely a below the rim finisher, and there's no shame in that. If he's not able to create a clean runway, then you can see how length can bother him at the rim. Oftentimes, Philon does have the tendency to kind of pound the ball at the top of the key, and sometimes in isolation, it takes him a lot of dribbles. Again, not the quickest guy. It's really a lot of craft in his decision making, and his shot creation, his playmaking. All of those things are because he has a really good handle and he's crafty, but at times it does take him a lot of dribbles to get loose. As a playmaker, he does have the tendency to lock in on the roll man and not throw skip passes, and those sometimes result in turnovers. Some scouts are concerned about his weight. He is only 176 pounds, and coming in at less than 180, that is on the smaller side, but he is extremely talented. I don't think it's going to bother him on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, I do think that him being a little lighter, he was going to get picked on regardless because he is a point guard, and the NBA today is about mismatch hunting. Him being on the lighter side could prevent him from playing big minutes in the NBA. Now, he defended a lot better his freshman year, and we know he's a competitor, but he's going to have to gain weight just like most of these guys are. He still is a sophomore, still young, but he will have to add some weight. So who is Philon long term? I really like Philon's game. He's one of the most aesthetically pleasing guards in this guard heavy draft. Very crafty, as I mentioned before, and he's exciting. He's definitely not afraid of the moment. He's hit big shots. I think he closed out Tennessee, called up the switch and just calmly, destroyed the big who's in front of him. I think he has a ton of talent. I do think he is somebody in play for Miami at 13, as they could use a little bit more juice at the point guard position. It just comes down to a matter of, do you think Labaron Philon can be a starter in the NBA, or is he somebody who's going to be a really good backup point guard who's going to anchor your second unit? With the improved shooting, though, I for sure think he can play as a starter and definitely play alongside any kind of guard, because his freshman year he played off the ball a lot. His sophomore year he comes back, he's on the ball. The shooting improvement makes me believe he's going to be a really good complementary guard who can beat guys off the dribble. That concludes the Labaron Philon video scouting report. Stay tuned for more.